Okay, you were Zachary Leroy Poole?
Yes, was it?
You were charged here in two cases, 23 CO 1044 and 24 CO 216. These two indictments. These are both state jail felonies. Could be worse, but they're still felonies. It's a burglary of a building in one case on or about March 21st, 2023. It is alleged that the state jail felony, the burglary of a building. And then the 2169 case, is alleged that on or about August 22nd, you committed this felony of theft of property. Did you tell them about this 104, this 23 case? It's almost 2 years old. You've never been arrested on that? Where is your address still 12480?
Yes, yes.
How long have you lived there?
Your whole life, I think pretty much there's not just.
They normally, they'll look at that home address first. That's what it's showing. I've been waiting. I don't know what happened on that. Anyway, you're looking at up to 2 years in a state jail on a case. She is a felon. So you understand if you work on that? Where?
I'm in between jobs right now.
What?
Pipeline.
Are you working or not?
No, I'm straight from.
Okay, is that your final answer? You said yes, you were. 10 seconds ago. Now you're not.
I'm starting a new job, yes.
Okay, is it the same kind of job?
Yes.
Okay, okay. People sometimes move from one employer to another, but it's a similar job.
Yes, sir.
It's needed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, when does that job start out?
Since I'm Monday,
Oh, good. How much do you make an hour?
18.
Hello. That's about 40 grand, huh?
Yes,
A year. You need to look to get some help on it. Lawyers to help you. Do you know any?
No, sir.
Have you ever had to have a lawyer before?
Yeah, right.
Okay. I'm going to give you a few weeks to talk to some people. They got some lawyers here, and it's one of them.
Exactly.
Could help you, so it's your fault. You get the advice.
Yes.
But you need to hire somebody. I'm going to give you 3 weeks to talk to some people, to some of that. You get hired. You might not have to be back. Your lawyer can take care of that next court date without you being here. But nonetheless, I'm supposed to have a lawyer along the way. If you don't have it, come back there, but you will figure out where you are at that time.
Yes.
The first thing is, you're on a bond, right?
Yes, sir.
The first thing in the bond is, don't commit another offense.
Yes, sir.
So, don't make a mistake like that, and that's your bond and you're stuck in jail.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes that takes a long time, so it gets wrong.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna get a resetting from this nice lady. If you hire somebody, make sure they got that reset, so they know when they're gonna have you back.
Yes, sir.
Hey, come on back, we'll figure it out.
Yes, sir.
Just, and another thing, don't do this again.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
You understand?
This is the golden rule of being out on bond. Do not catch another charge. Judges say it casually, but they're dead serious. One new offense, and you're not just dealing with a new case, you're risking your bond, getting revoked, and sitting in jail for months. Be honest, if you were in his shoes, would that warning be enough to keep you from making the same mistakes, or would temptation win?
You learned a lesson, I
Yeah.
hope. Okay.
Somehow that is.
You need to be in here. Ronnie Howard?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll be right.
You need to be in here. This is where we're calling the case. We know, you can go out to get you. It's 9:30. You were supposed to be here 5 minutes ago inside the room.
Oh, I've been outside.
I don't care. Well, I'm not gonna go get you. I'm not, you gotta be in here. We follow you here. We do a service by going out and calling the name, but we don't necessarily have to do that. Then you lose your bonds and then one really deep into it. The charge used to say these offenses, 1525 and 1526, with a third degree felony of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. And second, paragraph 2 goes on to allege that you were convicted in 2008, failure to register as a sex offender out of Collin County. After that conviction became final, you committed a felony of failing to register as a sex offender. I was convicted of that in the criminal district court in Dallas County. So this third degree felony of unlawful possession of a firearm, if all of this is true, you were looking at a minimum 25 years to life in prison on that one basis. Next, in 24-1526, you charged with or about where you saw the same date as the unlawful possession, committing the offense of illegal possession of a controlled substance, namely cocaine. And there are 3 prior convictions alleged in paragraphs 2, 3, and 4, and they are essentially the same convictions that are listed in parts of the earlier indictment I just read to you. So if all of this true on this second degree felony, which would carry with it up to 20 years in prison, this becomes a habitual felon status. You're looking at a second case of no less than 25 years up to life in prison. So that's a minimum of 50 years in prison if you're convicted of both. 25 on one. Life is
That right there is the habitual offender hammer. Because of his prior convictions, especially those sex offender registration cases, these new charges aren't just regular felonies anymore. The law stacks his history on top of the current charges, turning what might have been 20 years into a minimum 25 to life on each case. So if he's convicted on both, the judge just told him he's looking at least 50 years.
the high end on each of those 2. Do I need to tell you this is as serious as it gets? All right, it's his bonds. Please. What are we going to do today?
We have, Mr. Board and I have been looking over discovery, and we're trying to get our hands on or see if a cell phone dump exists within that discovery. He has not been able to reach out to the department to confirm whether that exists or not. So we're waiting to see if that discovery is available to us.
He's out working on a hearing for this afternoon. That's why I'm staying in. But sorry, Mr. Boyd is out working on a hearing for this afternoon. He's trying to get witnesses. So
There's
The bonds are 20,000 on the unlawful possession and 30,000 on the possession of the controlled substance.
Say that again.
$20,000 bond on the unlawful possession of a firearm
Okay, hold on. Okay.
and $30,000 on the possession of a controlled substance.
I'm looking at a 35.
Yeah. And double them.
Oh, is that what I did?
Habitual status.
Okay.
So they have already been upped to accommodate the habitual status the last time that we were here. He also has a GPS device that he has been maintaining.
That's correct, Your Honor. He was ordered the home confinement and GPS.
In my mind, but
And
these bonds were 623, and apparently what we could figure out was the justice didn't know about the prior convictions because those weren't indicted.
Did you catch that little detail? At first, the Justice Court didn't even know about his priors, so the bonds were lower. Once the indictments came in and the full criminal history was on the table, boom, bonds go up. This is a perfect example of how your record quietly follows you into every courtroom, even before trial.
He was arrested,
Yes.
and then the indictment didn't come after until July of 2024. This bond was 1/6 of 23. It was a year and a half to indict.
Sorry, that's you said.
That's so weird. Okay. No.
We're still waiting to figure out if that discovery exists in terms of the phone dump. So if we could, how many weeks?
How much time is you think?
I would say 3 or 4, Your Honor, just to give us time to get it from the PD and then make sure that the defense has it. It's going to be a large volume of information. The phone dump is.
Okay. And that's what, was it 4
Yeah.
4 weeks? Okay, get a resetting, and you need to take a seat before you leave.
This is going to give you.
Ron, tell them both.
I'm looking on the highlights.
And then I'll have an update on those 2 that we have.
My first thing is on your initial document, the initial document. I did download the survey and everything with them, so I just want to put out that announcement. And we'll be ready to rock and roll.
Just put it in. Now that's you, Carol, and then put it up, and Mr. Adams, is your thing, fine. You're charged, that you want to make sure that you know that it wasn't funds with those 3 indictments in America speaking and it alleges an honor about April 14th, 2024. In Jefferson County, Texas, you committed a second felony on both of of a habitation, which carries with it, if convicted of no less than 2 no more than 20 years confinement in prison and a fine up to $10,000. 24 CO 1318 and 24 CO 1319 allege state felonies in the case. 1318. It's on about December 7th, as well as just 24 CO 1319 also alleges that on or about December 7th, 2023, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed a state jail felony that's of forgery. In 1318, fraud, identifying information, this fraudulent information in 1319. Now, these are state jail felonies which carry over no less than 1 days up to 2 years in the state jail. However, it's also alleging you have 5 prior convictions. And what that means would be, is this, who's the attorney on this one?
That's Mr. Boyd.
Is this enhanced, their state jail felony, but, or is the punishment enhanced to a 3rd degree or a 2nd degree? Because it's a 3rd degree, Your Honor. So you are looking at convicted of either under the state jail felonies because of the prior criminal convictions here that are alleged, and they're all state jail felonies. But prior convictions catch up with people when you commit another crime later. So you are looking at at least with these 2 cases, no less than 2 no more than 10 years confinement in prison. So we're looking at a total, when it's all said and done, and up to 40 years in prison. Yes, serious.
time.
I
think we'll get this.
And Mr. Adams is a very good lawyer, will help you navigate through this minefield so that you don't hurt yourself. What are you going to do for them?
Just put us on the initial step into that office.
Okay, that's good.
That's perfect. Same with such data is lovely.
Did we set it for this?
Thank you all. Just, meet me outside. Meet me outside.
Bring with all the people. We're going to do this. Who's the prosecutor? Then nobody else on this one, okay? It looks like in the indictment, this states it's a 3rd degree felony. It alleges that you were finally convicted of a felony of illegal possession of controlled substance in 2001 of a campus shooting to Harris. And then you were also finally convicted of extradition status in 2012. He's in the 15th District Court was in the Landing Gateway. Okay, paragraph 2. That's felony. This also says a felony. Are those sequential?
No, Your Honor. They're not, but I think there may be a
One's 2001 conviction and the other is a 2012. Unless you use the same.
We're trying to figure that out. It's my understanding the way that it's put in the indictment currently, it's enhanceable to a 2nd degree felony
That's
range of
correct.
punishment. But Mr. Boyd thinks that there might be another way for it to be enhanced to a habitual status.
Which would be no less than 25 to life.
That's correct.
But she's got a prior conviction.
He has at least one that can be
You can't get a probation from a jury if you're grand guilty. So
And I talked to her about all of
yeah,
those options.
everybody's got free will, and we'll move. Yeah, is this succinct? Is this one kind of straightforward, or is it complex?
It-
I didn't ask you.
well, there's going to be a few, there will be a few witnesses on it. We'll have a few witnesses from here as well as potentially from Louisiana. So we'll have to just cross the border. So it'll be.
It's a good sign that I'm making them.
Am I gonna look into, so on these fires,
Yes, sir.
on
Yeah, no, you did.
whether they kill or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but it's set to 5, okay?
I understand. I have, explained to her that she can request a new attorney if it's moving to the trial docket. I'm just not sure of her preference on keeping me or requesting somebody else.
She really doesn't get a choice. I mean, it's true, that's circumstantial, that's, houses. No, I actually, I didn't have to represent, and that's not the test, it's, she didn't hit them, she can hire anybody if you want. But if you're unable to hire somebody, the court appointed attorney is who it is, you get a competent lawyer, it's like, and it's paid by the taxpayers. And that's why, you just don't get that.
You know, to say for
This side, you're gonna interrupt.
we don't.
Yeah, it can, it might, indeed go quicker to the trial. If she were released, and we have a group of people who are already willing and able to try the case. And that would be, a reason that the court would allow, which is the main reason, we allow.
You have a right to an attorney, but not a right to the specific attorney. You want unless you can pay for them. If you're indigent, you get whoever the court appoints or a public defender, and that's it. A lot of defendants feel stuck, like they're trapped with someone they didn't choose. Be honest, would that make you trust the process less, or do you think court-appointed lawyers get unfair hate?
The public defenders, that is what you would prefer. Is that what you would prefer? Get it quicker, get it through this, you want to get it through quicker? Just to trial quicker, so is that what you want? Okay, you want that? Then I find it.
No, she says she wants me.
Oh, okay, it's still gonna look quick.
That's fine.
What's that? Pretty quick. Okay. And no BS, okay, on this one. That's, I thought here, that's what, so next is the Sylvia Harvey. Get a reset. What's the R 2325 or is that?
It's great. Media.
It's not right there on the highlighted X.